Why is there so much buzz around artificial intelligence? Why is artificial intelligence such a hype at our current times, if it already has been around for long? Well, one example that it has been around for long. Today we frequently talk about autonomous driving, here illustrated by a picture from Tesla about Tesla's autopilot. And you know, the autopilot is not really fully autonomous driving, but it has many aspects of autonomous driving and alleviates much of the burden of driving from the drivers. But then autonomous driving, even if it's a hype today, is not new. What you see here is a picture from the 1970s where the Stanford University already had an autonomous vehicle. It's not a car here, but the mechanics would be easily to replace. But you see the same, that's a computer on that car, on that vehicle. There's a camera, it senses its surrounding, it determines where to drive and so on. So autonomous driving is one example which is not new. But then nevertheless, I don't want to say that nothing happened in these decades. But I want to pose a question, why is it that we talk so much about artificial intelligence today and didn't do so 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago? Well, there are primarily four arguments why AI is more prominent today than it previously was. The first is the necessary data is available and usable. So digitalization over the last years creates data that can be used for artificial intelligence applications through big data technologies. And here we have to be a little more specific. Not all artificial intelligence systems need a lot of data. Primarily if you talk about machine learning algorithms, then you need data, especially if you talk about supervised or unsupervised machine learning. But then that's a big part of the current buzz around artificial intelligence. And the availability of data due to digitalization is one development leading to this current hype. Then next, it's about the machine learning algorithms which have been improved in recent years. There was significant progress primarily through deep learning algorithms, and they then require these large amounts of data. And now, today, these algorithms are way better than they were 20 years ago. The next development is that cloud services deliver the required computing power. Cloud services enable fast, flexible, and affordable use of computing resources without major investment. Think about these hyperscalers like Amazon, Google, Microsoft with their cloud offerings. And they oftentimes have these machine learning algorithms rather easy for plug and play built in, and good pipelines to insert the data, to pre-process the data. And all this data management, all the calculations in the algorithm, they require a lot of computing power. This would be problematic, requiring lots of investment, requiring lots of hardware management and so on, if you would have to do it on premise. But then cloud computing offers you the easy scalability of the computing infrastructure. And then finally, the application of artificial intelligence is not rocket science, at least not rocket science anymore. So there are high performance toolkits and libraries available, many of them as open source, some of them, as I said before, included in the graphical user interfaces of these cloud infrastructures. So it's rather easy to have almost plug and play like usage of many rather rudimentary artificial intelligence toolkits, algorithms, and so on. And it's rather easy to build systems on these. Way more easy today because you require less programming knowledge, less statistical and mathematical knowledge than you needed to have 10 or 20 years ago. So these are the four major developments why artificial intelligence is such a big topic today.